Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are returning to Hungary, Hungaroring, the racetrack where we are witnessing the second round of the 2023 season of the ESET Cup Series Championships, but it is the first time we are racing together with the Suzuki Swift Cup Europe, and we are about to watch together the second race of the weekend, second out of three actually. It's the only championship that is staging 3 races per weekend, and therefore it is time to get going with the second one so that we can still have time for the third one later on in the afternoon. It is a trio of Austrian drivers on the top 3 positions on the starting grid for this one. It is Lukas Niederscheider on pole position, alongside him Martin Zellhofer, and behind them Fabian Orfandl, last year's champion. 4th place Balázs Hartmann, and in 5th István Bernula, local driver. Well, these two local drivers, Balázs Hartmann and István Bernula. In 6th place Christoph Zellhofer, 7th for Alex Sovka, 8th place for Kamil Serafin, yesterday's race winner, and Tonknappen in 9th, Christian Füge in 10th place. Behind them it is Moritz Čermej, Gábor Alapschit, Maximilian Mayer, Michael Mayer, Marton Čuzy, Johannes Madataner, Fabian Dibionka. Those are the cars in the 1.4 turbo class, and further back you've got the rest of the pack, the remaining 10 drivers in the slower 1.6 naturally aspirated Swifts, the previous generation cars. That field led by Ferenc Hartmann, from Gábor Együtt, Balázs György, Gábor György, Egon Burkus, Vince Keller, Gábor Foraj, Zoltán Csuti, Maciej Šupčinsky and Oskar Marszalkowski. And we are now back on the starting grid in time, because the drivers are finishing their formation lap and returning back to the starting grid for the race to be commenced. So it's the 1.4s up front, the turbo-powered cars, and towards the back end of the field, the 1.6 class. The organisers have actually put a couple of spots in between them, I mean a couple of grid slots in between the two fields, so that they do not mix up together, and that their respective starts do not compromise each other. There's the green flag indicating that everybody is ready for the start. The red lights are on, the red lights are off, and we are racing. Very short signalling with the red lights, and the race has begun. And I believe that it is immediately a change up front, because Lukas Niederscheider lost his lead into the first corner. Woo-hoo. Some of the drivers finding the braking zone into the first corner a little too tight, which is actually normal for this hairpin. But we are safely through, at least for the 1.4 turbo class. And it is Martin Zellhofer taking the lead from Fabian Orfandl. Lukas Niederscheider falling down to 3rd at the race start. Dust kicked up in the air, everybody's trying to go across the curb rather aggressively. And now up the hill we go into the left-hander. That's actually very fast and also blind. And now positioning ourselves through this right-hander. No more issues with the dust after the oil spill yesterday. And into the chicane for the first time we go right now, with Zellhofer still leading from Orfandl. Some of the cars cutting through the chicane there in the fights. Everybody needs to be careful about that, because there might be penalties then awaiting such actions. This is not exactly the top positions, but it is a fight anyway. That should be, I believe, Christoph Zellhofer there in the mix. So this is unfolding behind the leading trio. It's well, the yellow car of Balázs Hartmann, behind him István Bernula and Christoph Zellhofer. The car number 110 with the Austrian flag on the B pillar of his car. In the meantime, it is Martin Zellhofer leading from Fabian Orfandl, and Lukas Niederscheider coming under more pressure from Alex Sofka, and the Polish driver is now up into third position. And Zellhofer having real issues with defending first. Look at Fabian Orfandl, last year's champion. He's attacking him immediately. They are running side by side. Orfandl being a little ahead, but still this time the next corner is better suited for Martin Zellhofer, as it was the left-hander. Niederscheider trying to have a look down the inside on Sofka. There was a touch, but both of them can keep going. Orfandl unsuccessful in his fight for the race lead, and now he is finding himself under immense pressure from Sofka, and Sofka jumped through the chicane, found himself once again on the inside line, and he's taking second. So Zellhofer leading from Sofka now. Orfandl down to third, Niederscheider in fourth. Balázs Hartmann then following in fifth from István Bernula and Christoph Zellhofer. Kamil Serafin, yesterday's successful man, he is eighth. Look at the gap the race leaders have now built up over the rest of the opposition after 2 laps. There is a significant gap between the first quartet and the rest of the pack. But it appears now that Lukas Niederscheider is actually losing touch a little bit with the leading trio, in which Alex Sofka is currently second. He did actually take second place in yesterday's race as well, as he was on the move in the process. But Martin Zellhofer, he was already under pressure, but hang on, he is not leading anymore. It's actually Alex Sofka right now. Alex Sofka has taken the lead of the race, and he is now first. So it's the black and white car actually in the first position, not the predominantly black one. This is Balázs Hartmann under pressure from István Bernula. There is a little touch, and Bernula needs to cut the chicane. They went wheel to wheel, and they are still doing that side by side together. And Bernula managing to make his way, find his way past Hartmann around the outside. So up into fifth he goes. So it is Alex Sofka now leading from Martin Zellhofer and Fabian Orfandl. Orfandl now trying to take a look and see where he can make trouble for his countryman that's right up in front of him. They both have got Lukas Niederscheider right behind them. As we make our way around the final corner of the track, yellow flags are being showed. Is it the safety car out? Yes, safety car is out. So we've got a full course yellow. What is going on and where. We're trying to find the issue, but the safety car is out. But none of the cameras actually showing any incident. I'm trying to find it myself. Ooh, and we have got a stricken car. I believe it's in the sector. There it is. That's Balázs Hartmann. And that is a rotten bit of luck for the guy that was running 5th. As high as 5th in this race. In his home race, needs to be said. But now he is out of it. I believe that is somewhere around the sequence behind, well, let's say past the chicane. So somewhere in the middle of the second sector. So the race is now neutralized, safety car is out. And yeah, we'll be waiting for the car of Balázs Hartmann to be towed away. He did actually hit the barrier head on, but it seems it wasn't a terribly big hit. Well, the driver looks shocked a little bit, so maybe, well, let's wait and see with the conclusions. Maybe it was actually rather a big punch against the tires. We'll have to wait and see if we can find that situation on the camera somewhere. But all we know for now is that Balázs Hartmann is out of this race. And so Alex Sovka currently in the lead of the race, and he is also holding the fastest lap of the race so far in 2 minutes 11.5, and he is at least by a second faster than anybody else. But okay, the race is now neutralized, so we'll have to wait and see if somebody can still beat that. I believe they can. Martin Zellhofer in second, Fabian Orfandl in third, Lukas Niederscheider having started from pole, he's 4th. Kamil Serafin 5th, yesterday's race winner, moving up the order. Behind him, Christoph Zellhofer, Gaber Alapshi, Moritz Chermay, Christian Füge, Ton Knappen, that's your top 10. And behind them, Maximilian Mayer. Istvan Bernula dropped down the order as well, so that means that the problem for Balázs Hartmann must have come in an incident together with Istvan Bernula. We actually did see them fighting it out through the chicane. So Balázs Hartmann, they did have a touch before the chicane, and that sort of unsettled the car of Istvan Bernula. He then couldn't manage to stop the car in time and had to cut the chicane. But then, after that, instead of letting Balázs Hartmann go, he still remained alongside him. And into the following left-hander they went side by side, and maybe in the latter phase of the corner they touched again, maybe on the exit of the corner. So could have happened that Istvan Bernula returned the hit to Balázs Hartmann. Not really sure what happened there, we didn't see it properly, but it looks as though there may have been a touch between them, and Balázs Hartmann was then sent against the barrier. So Istvan Bernula down in 12th, Fabian Dibionka behind him, from Michael Mayer, Marton Chuzi and Johannes Madertanere. And in the 1.6 class, it is Zoltán Čuty leading from Gábor György, Egon Burkus, Gábor Foraj, Vince Keller, Balázs György, Gabor Edut and Oskar Marszalkowski. Maciej Szubczynski, and interestingly, the pole sitter Ferenc Hartmann is all the way at the back of the field. So the car is now pretty much cleared away, which I believe that could mean that we could actually restart the race on this lap. However, we may be too far away with the safety car, and it is now very much depending on the fact whether the safety car has its lights still turned on or not. But still, we see the yellow flags and the SC boards being showed on the start and finish straight, and that means, yeah, that the safety car is still going on, and that means we still have one more lap. Ooh, the car of Balázs Hartmann is damaged pretty severely, so it wasn't a small hit. It was actually pretty significant shunt, actually. And you did see Balázs Hartmann as he got out of his car. He did need a moment for himself. He did need to pause for a bit to breathe out and absorb the incident. So that actually could have been a pretty significant shunt into the barrier. So one more lap behind the safety car now, which we're going to do. Alex Sofka in the lead from Zellhofer, Orfandl, Niederscheider, Serafin, Christoph Zellhofer, Al-Abshi, Chermay, Füge and Knappen. That is the top 10 for the moment. The car of Balázs Hartmann is cleared away already. We still have got 10 minutes left, and that is going to drop before we reach the start and finish straight, and actually the finish line to restart the race. Currently behind the safety car, it takes us 3.5 minutes to complete a lap. Normally you can do a lap in about 2 minutes, 11, 12, 13, let's say. So the safety car should come in at the end of this lap. We will get a definitive confirmation of that right now. And we will be racing again here in Hungary for the second time out of the 3 attempts in, well, not 3 attempts, but 3 races in the Renault, sorry, the Suzuki Swift Cup. Just keep calling it Renault something. Because, yeah, we've got Renault Twingo Cup, we've got Renault Clio Cup this weekend. But it is the Suzuki Swift Cup. And there we go. The safety car is going to come back into the pits. It was rather slow after turning its lights off, honestly. But it is coming back to the pits, and the race is now restarted. Alex Sofka brings the field back onto the start and finish straight, and there we go across the line into the new one from Martin Zellhofer, Fabian Orfandl, Lukas Niederscheider. What is going to happen into the first corner? Niederscheider having to defend from Kamil Serafin. Serafin having a look down the inside. Just trying to manage to stop in time for that corner. Behind them, Christoph Zellhofer. Sofka in the lead. He negotiated the restart perfectly and has defended his first place really well. He's not really allowed anybody else into any sort of chances. There is the 1.6 class. Zoltán Chuty was restarting from the lead. Number 521, the orange and black and white one. That is Vince Keller taking a fight to, I believe it is Gabor Foray. No, it's the car number 544, so it's actually Gabor György who lost places at the restart. Here we are back in the overall race lead. Alex Sofka still enjoying a tiny margin over the rest of the opposition. Let's see what it is when we come back onto the start and finish straight and across the line. Sofka 0.8 of a second ahead of anybody else, and he's now set the new fastest lap of the race to 11.066, and he was some 4 to 5 tenths of a second faster than the other drivers behind him. Fabian Orfandl trying to have a look this time around the outside on Martin Zellhofer, but again he's not been successful. He's tried a couple of times in this race already, but it's still not working out. And in the meantime, Alex Sofka, just like yesterday, he did prove that he can overtake, and he is able to overtake, and he dealt with all the Austrian guys. They were all in first three positions. He was starting behind them, but he has overtaken all of them, and he's now running away with the first place. So a good race currently from Alex Sofka. Ooh, and there's more contact in the left-hander. There is more contact. Are the guys going to appear, or is one of them going to end up in the barrier again? Sofka running sideways, exiting that fast right-hander, and then you've got Fabian Orfandl launching another attack on Martin Zellhofer, which is happening a little further front. This is the fight a little further back. It should be Kamil Serafin under pressure from Gabor Al-Abshi and also Moritz Čermej. Serafin victorious yesterday. He is now having issues getting himself into the top 5. He's down in 6th. He's been overtaken by Christoph Zellhofer after the restart. Just under 4 minutes left in this race, so this should mean we have 2 more laps until the end of the race. There is Fabian Orfandl still all over the back end of that car of Martin Zellhofer's. This is the 1.6 class fight. Car number 544, that was Gabor György. Guys enjoying battles of their own, but this is for second overall. This is for second. Martin Zellhofer still under immense pressure from Fabian Orfandl. On to the last lap we now go. So it is Alex Sovka still in the lead by nearly 2 seconds. And this is going to be his final lap. Lukas Niederscheider in the meantime dropped down to 10th, having started from pole. The situation still remains unresolved in the fight for second. So Orfandl piling up pressure on Martin Zellhofer. Sorry, no. Orfandl is actually through on Zellhofer now. Sovka leading. But Fabian Orfandl has got past Martin Zellhofer and is now in second. Zellhofer then following in fourth. Kamil Seraf in fifth. That's that fight. Gabor Alapshi in sixth. From Moritz Čermej, Ton Knappen, Christian Fuge and Lukas Niederscheider, who for some reason dropped down to 10th a little while back. But Alex Sovka, he's going to follow on the Polish victory from yesterday. It was his compatriot Kamil Serafin who took the opening victory of the 2023 season, and despite the Austrians have been fast, mainly in qualifying, it's still the Polish drivers that are coming on top in the races, and this is Alex Sovka scoring his first victory. He was second yesterday, but now it is a triumph for Alex Sovka here in Hungary in race number 2. Fabian Orfandl coming home second from Martin Zellhofer. Christoph Zellhofer is fourth. Kamil Serafin fifth. Gabor Alapshi in sixth. Moritz Čermej seventh. Ton Knappen, Christian Fuge and Fabian Dibionka then actually complete the top 10. And Lukas Niederscheider is dropping down the order as we come across the finish line as well. And he is now listed in 14th, so terrible, terrible ending for the pole sitter Lukas Niederscheider, who is coming home only in 14th position behind Maximilian Mayer, Michael Mayer and Marton Čuzy. And then in 15th place we have got Johannes Madertaner, and that is it for the 1.4 turbo class. And it is Zoltán Čuty taking victory in the 1.6 Suzukis from Gabor Foraj, Egon Burkuš, Vince Keller, Balázs György, Gabor Együtt, Maciej Szubczynski, Oskar Marszalkowski, and the pole sitter, Ferenc Hartmann. So it was a terrible race for the pole sitters, actually. Everybody else seems to have had a pretty nice blast around the track. Well, everybody else, mainly then Balázs Hartmann, who did hit the barrier, presumably at speed, given the damage on his car. And István Bernula, who was involved in that contact, is finishing on the road as last. Okay, so those were the highlights of the race number 2 here in Hungary. And with the fact that Alex Sovka is your race 2 winner, following on the victory for Kamil Serafin yesterday, with Fabian Orfandl and Martin Zellhofer joining him on the podium. That's it for race number 2. We will be back with race number 3 later on, but before that, still more action. Now we're gonna take a lunch break, and after that we will be back with 4 more races. We still have the second GT sprint, we've got the ACCR Formula, we've got the Clio Cup race and the Swift Cup race, so still a lot to come here in Hungary. And yeah, until then, it is a very warm goodbye.